Picture this: while the United Arab Emirates erected the Burj Khalifa piercing the clouds at over 800 meters, and Qatar poured unprecedented billions into hosting the world's most lavish FIFA World Cup, their neighbor Oman made a radically different decision. Instead of racing skyward, they're building horizontally, weaving sustainability into every corner of their development strategy. What drives a nation to reject the glittering tower-filled future that defines modern Gulf cities? Welcome to the World Documentaries. Today, we re-journeying into Oman's fascinating gamble, a bold experiment in sustainable urbanization that challenges everything we think we know about rapid development. This isn't just another construction story. It's about survival, identity, and whether a nation can modernize without losing its soul. A nation awakening. The 1970 transformation. Rewind to 1970, and Oman barely resembled a modern state. The entire country possessed merely 10 kilometers of paved roads, less than the distance of a casual morning jog. Electricity remained a luxury beyond most citizens' reach, and accessing clean drinking water represented a daily struggle rather than a guaranteed right. Then Sultan Qaboos ascended the throne, bringing a revolutionary vision that would reshape the nation's destiny. Rather than mimicking Western architectural ambitions or copying neighboring Emirates' vertical obsessions, he established a principle that endures today. Every structure must harmonize with Oman's dramatic coastal cliffs and mountain ranges. The tallest building in Muscat, the capital, stands at just 16 stories, a deliberate choice, reflecting profound respect for natural landscapes and traditional aesthetics. The coming storm. Economic vulnerability today, however, tranquility masks mounting anxiety. Oil and gas comprise half of Oman's entire economic output, while government revenues depend on petroleum for approximately 70% of their budget. This dangerous concentration creates existential vulnerability, particularly as global energy markets undergo historic transformation toward renewable alternatives. Unlike Saudi Arabia's vast reserves or the UAE's diversified petroleum infrastructure, Oman's hydrocarbon resources are comparatively modest and depleting faster. The International Energy Agency forecasts global oil demand potentially peaking by 2030, just 6 years away. Simultaneously, Oman's population is projected to nearly double from 4.5 million to 8.5 million inhabitants by 2040, creating unprecedented demand for housing, services, and employment opportunities that oil revenues alone cannot sustain. Vision 2040, Blueprint for Reinvention. Recognizing these gathering storms, Oman launched an extraordinary national conversation. Government officials didn't just consult business elites in air-conditioned boardrooms. They traveled to fishing villages, desert communities, and mountain towns, listening to thousands of ordinary Omanis. The consensus emerged clearly. Progress was essential, but not at the expense of cultural identity and traditional values. Vision 2040 emerged from these consultations as Oman's comprehensive roadmap for economic transformation. The strategy encompasses special economic zones designed to attract international corporations, massive infrastructure upgrades positioning Oman as a regional logistics hub, and complete educational reform preparing young Omanis for careers in artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, and advanced robotics. They're simultaneously restructuring government operations, promoting circular economy principles where waste becomes resource, and fundamentally reimagining how sustainable development actually functions in desert climates. Sultan Haitham City, reimagining urban living. At the heart of Vision 2040 sits Sultan Haitham City, a development that rejects nearly every Persian Gulf megaproject convention. You won't find artificial islands, robotic police forces, or promotional videos featuring flying taxis. Instead, 19 carefully planned neighborhoods spread across an area 3 times Central Park size, blending traditional architectural aesthetics with cutting-edge smart city technology. Muscat has already demonstrated this approach works brilliantly. The capital recently installed over 13,000 intelligent LED streetlights that slash energy consumption by 85% while providing superior illumination. Sultan Haitham City amplifies this concept dramatically, deploying citywide sensor networks monitoring everything from particulate air quality to real-time traffic patterns. Rather than stacking residents in anonymous high-rise towers, planners are creating 20,000 diverse homes in low-rise buildings that preserve mountain vistas while maximizing natural ventilation and shade. Green infrastructure. Working with nature perhaps most ingeniously, designers are transforming a 7.5-kilometer riverbed into what they call a central green spine, 1.6 million square meters of adaptive parkland. During Oman's extended dry season, this space functions as an enormous recreational park featuring walking trails, exercise areas, and community gathering spots where families can escape the desert heat. When seasonal rains arrive, however, this same landscape transforms into a sophisticated natural flood management system. Instead of fighting water with concrete barriers and drainage pipes, the design channels rainfall through the park, protecting surrounding neighborhoods while simultaneously recharging underground aquifers and conserving precious water resources. This exemplifies Oman's philosophy: work with nature's patterns rather than against them. creating resilience through adaptation instead of domination. Khuwair Downtown, balancing tradition and modernity. While Sultan Haitham City represents Oman's sustainable future, Khuwair Downtown shows they can still think boldly when circumstances warrant. This $1.3 billion waterfront development, designed by legendary Zaha Hadid architects, represents Oman's most dramatic architectural statement. Buildings here can reach 150 meters, exceptionally tall by Muscat standards, though still dwarfed by Dubai's towering giants. Spanning 3.6 million square meters, the project tackles a uniquely Omani challenge, integrating ancient wadis, those seasonal desert waterways carved over millennia, with modern canal systems and waterfront amenities. The solution combines what planners call green and blue infrastructure, where natural water channels feed into designed canal networks, highways transform into verdant corridors, and carefully engineered beaches protect the natural coastline. Rather than demolishing existing government buildings, developers are retrofitting and refurbishing them using recycled materials, creating homes for 64,500 residents while minimizing construction waste. Yiti, the sustainable city experiment, yet the most ambitious experiment, unfolds along the Gulf of Oman's pristine coastline at Yiti, designed to become the Middle East's largest energy-neutral community. This isn't distant speculation. 93% of infrastructure already exists, and initial home offerings sold out almost immediately. By 2026, Yiti will demonstrate whether desert cities can genuinely achieve sustainability beyond marketing rhetoric. Every building will generate its own renewable energy. Waste won't disappear into landfills, but instead becomes fuel through advanced conversion technologies. Most remarkably, for a desert environment, 80% of food consumed in Yiti will grow within the city itself through year-round urban farming operations using hydroponic and vertical agriculture techniques. Electric buggies and shared e-bikes will replace private automobiles on most streets, while advanced building designs promise to reduce residents' carbon footprints by 78% compared to conventional Omani housing. The broader transformation, tourism and beyond, these headline projects represent visible symbols of deeper transformation. Tourism has emerged as a cornerstone of Oman's diversification strategy, and the approach mirrors their development philosophy generally. Rather than constructing artificial attractions or importing foreign entertainment concepts, Oman showcases what already makes it special: dramatic mountain landscapes, ancient trading ports, and living cultural traditions stretching back centuries. The strategy is working remarkably well. Over 3 million tourists visited Oman in 2023, a 41% increase from the previous year. By 2040, tourism alone should contribute 10% of national economic output, supported by $51 billion in new investment. The $2.4 billion Jebel Al Akhdar mountain tourism development, perched at 2,400 meters elevation, will accommodate 8,000 residents and welcome over 4,000 daily visitors, demonstrating Oman's commitment to diversified economic foundations. Oman's transformation extends beyond physical construction into social progress too. The nation is actively expanding workplace opportunities for women, decentralizing governmental decision-making to give local communities greater control over their futures, and modernizing traditional industries like fishing and agriculture through appropriate technology integration. $33 billion worth of construction projects are currently in development pipelines, connecting remote communities with new roads, modernizing ports, and systematically upgrading national infrastructure. The ultimate question remains: will this distinctive approach succeed? Can a nation modernize comprehensively while preserving cultural identity and environmental integrity? Oman is proving that perhaps the truest measure of development isn't how rapidly a nation grows or how much wealth it accumulates, but whether that progress genuinely serves the people who call it home. Their experiment matters far beyond one small Gulf nation. It offers an alternative model for sustainable development that could inspire countries worldwide. What's your perspective on Oman's unique approach? Do you think their focus on sustainability and cultural preservation will prove successful in the long term? We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If you found this exploration fascinating, make sure to subscribe to the World Documentaries for more stories about how nations are reimagining their futures. Hit that like button and join us next time as we continue exploring the remarkable transformations reshaping our world. Until then, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep discovering.